Yes. Page 75 from everyone. Very well. Everyone knows negative labels are bad. So you think this will be a short section. But it isn't a short section. Because psychologists are learning how negative labels harm achievement. No one knows about negative ability labels like members of stereotyped groups. For example, African Americans know about being stereotyped as lower in intelligence, and women know about being stereotyped as bad at math and science. But I'm not sure even they know how creepy these stereotypes are. Research by Claude Steele and Joshua Aronson show that even checking a box to indicate your race or sex can trigger the stereotype in your mind and lower your test score. Almost anything that reminds you that you are black or female before taking a test in the subject you're supposed to be bad at will lower your test score a lot. In many of their studies, blacks are equal to whites in their performance, and females are equal to males. When no stereotype is evoked, but just put more males in the room with a female before a math test, and down goes the female score. This is why, when stereotypes are evoked, they fill people's mind with distracting thoughts, with secret worries about confirming the stereotype. People usually aren't even aware of it, but they don't have enough mental power left to do their best on the test. This doesn't happen to everybody. However, it mainly happens to people who are in the fixed mindset. It's when people are thinking in terms of fixed traits that the stereotypes get to them. Negative stereotypes say, you and your group are permanently inferior. Only people in the fixed mindset resonate to this message. So, in the fixed mindset, both positive and negative labels can mess with your mind. When you are given a positive label, you're afraid of losing it. And when you're hit with a negative label, you're afraid of deserving it. When people are in a growth mindset, the stereotype doesn't disrupt their performance. The growth mindset takes the teeth out of the stereotype and makes people better able to fight back. They don't believe in permanent inferiority, and if they are behind, well, then they'll work harder, seek help, and try to catch up. The growth mindset also makes people able to take what they can and what they need, even from a threatening environment. We asked African American students to write an essay for a competition. They were told that when they finished their essay will be evaluated by Edward Caldwell III, a distinguished professor with an Ivy League pedigree, that is, a representative of the white establishment. Edward Caldwell III's feedback was quite critical but also helpful, and students' reaction varied greatly. Those with a fixed mindset view it as a threat, an insult, or an attack. They rejected Caldwell and his feedback. Here what one of the students with the fixed mindset thought. He's mean, he doesn't grade right, or he's obviously biased, he doesn't like me. Said another, he's a prepomptuous asshole. It appears that he was searching for anything to discredit the work. And another, deflecting the feedback with blame. He doesn't understand the consciousness of my points. He thought it was vague because he was impatient when he read it. He dislikes creativity. None of them will learn anything from Edward Caldwell's feedback. The students with the growth mindset may also have viewed him as a dinosaur, but he was a dinosaur who could teach them something. Before the evaluation, he came across as arrogant and over-demanding. After the evaluation, fair, seems to be the first word that comes to mind. It seems like a new challenge. He sounded like an arrogant, intimidating, and condescending man. What are your feelings about the evaluation? The evaluation was seemingly honest and specific in this sense. The evaluation could be an stimulus to produce better work. He seems to be proud to the point of arrogance. The evaluation. He was intensely critical. His comments were helpful and clear. However, I feel I will learn much from him. The growth mindset allowed African American students to recruit Edward Caldwell III for their own goals. They were in college to get an education, and, pompous asshole or not, they were going to get it. Very well. Do I belong here? Claudia, can you continue, please?
Okay. Aside from uh, high, hiking people abilities, stereotypes also do damage by making people feel they don't belong. Many minorities drop out of college, and many women drop out of math and science because they just don't feel they fit in. To find to find out how this happened, we follow college women through their calculus course. This is often when students decide whether math or careers involving math are right for them. Over the semester, we ask the women to report their feeling about math and their sense of belonging in math. In math, for example, when they thought about math, did they feel like a full-fledged member of the math community, or did they feel like an outsider? They did feel comfortable, or did they feel anxious? Did they feel good or bad about their math skills? The women with the growth mindset choose those who thought math ability could be improved, felt a fairly strong and stable sense of belonging. And they were able to maintain this even when they thought when was a lot of negative stereotyping going around. One student described in this way: in math class, female students were all they were wrong when they were not. They were in fact doing things in novel ways. It was absurd and reflected poorly on the instructor not to see the students' good reasoning. It was all right because we were working in groups and we were able to give and receive support among us students. We discussed our interesting ideas among ourselves. The stereotyping was disturbing to them, as it should be, but they could still feel comfortable with themselves and confident about themselves in a math setting. They could fight back, but women with the feast mindset as the semester wore on fell fell uh,
Shrinking.
shirking sense
Shrink.
of belonging
Shrinking.
and the shrinking
Mhm.
shrinking sense of belonging, and they more feel the presence of stereotyping in their class. The more they're confident with math withered, One student said that her sense of belonging fell because I was disrespected by the professor. Said that her sense of belonging fell because I was dis, disres, disrespected by the professor with this comment that was a good guess. Where whenever I made a correct answer in class. The stereotype of low ability was able to invade them, to define them, and take away their comfort and confidence. I'm not saying it's their fault by any means. Prejudice, I don't know.
Prejudice, yes.
Prejudice is a deeply ingrained societal problem, and I don't know want to blame the victims of it. I'm simply saying that a growth mindset helps people to see prejudice for what is it is someone else's view of them, and to confront it with their confidence and abilities intact.
Very good, Claudia.
Thank you.
Monica, can you continue?
Trusting people's opinions. Many females have a problem not only with the stereotypes but with other people's opinions of them in general. They trust them too much. One day, I went into a drugstore in Hawaii to buy dental floss and deodorant, and after stepping in them, I went to stay in line. There were two women together in front of the waiting to pay. Since I am an incurable timer stuffer, at some point I decided to get my money ready for when my turn came. So I walked up, but the items were on the side of the counter and started to gather up the bills that were through my purpose. The two women
Throughout.
went berserk. I explained that in no way was I trying to put in front of them. I was just preparing for when my turn came. I thought the matter was resolved, but when I left the store, they were waiting for me. They would in my face and felt, "You are a bad-mannered person." My husband, who had seen the world thinking from being to end, though they were not, but they had a strange and disturbing effect on me, and I had hard times caving of their verdict. This vulnerability afflicts many of the most able, high-achievement females. Why shouldn't this be? When they're little, these girls are often too perfect, and they delight in everyone telling them so. They're so well behaved, they're so cute, they're so helpful, and they're so precocious.
Mhm.
Girls learn to true people's estimates of them. He, everyone's so nice to me. If they criticize me, it must be true. Even females at the top universities in the country say that other people's opinions are a good way to know their abilities. But boys are constantly being scolded and punished. When we observed in grade school classrooms, we saw the boys would 8 times more criticisms than girls for their conduct. Boys are also constantly calling each other slobs and morons. The evaluation lose a lot of their power. A male friend once called me a slob. He was over at my house, and while we were eating, I dripped some on my blouse. That's because you are such a bloke, he said. I was stupid. It was when I realized no one had ever said anything like that to me. Men say it to each other all the time. It may, it may not be kind time to say, even in jest, but it recently makes them with twice before going into other people's evaluation. Even when women reach the pinnacle of such, other people's attitude can get them. Frances Conley is one of the most eminent neurosurgeons in the world. In fact, she was the first woman ever given tenure in neurosurgery at one American medical school. Yet careless comments from male even
Colleagues.
colleagues, even
Colleagues.
as colleagues,
Very good, yes.
could fill her with self-doubt. One day during surgery, a man condescendingly called her honey. Instead of returning the compliment, she questioned her feel. It honey, she wondered, especially his honey, good enough and talented enough to doing his occupation.
Very good, Monica. Thank you very much. Sonia, can you continue?
Um, this operation, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The fixed mindset plus stereotyping plus women's truth in other people's assessment of them. All of these contribute to the gender gap in math
Gender
and
gap.
science.
The gender gap.
Gender gap
Mm-hmm.
to the gender gap in math and science. That gap is painfully evident in the world of higher teach. Julie Lange, a building teaching,
Techie.
was already
Techie.
written computer. Techie,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Techie was already written computer code when she was a junior high school. Her father and two brothers worked in technology, and she loved it too. Then her computer programming teacher criticized her.
Criticized.
Criticized her. She had written a computer program and the program ran just fine, but he didn't like a shortcut she had taken. Her interest evaporated instead. She went on the study recreation and public relations. Math and science need to be made more hospitable place for women. And
Women.
women
Women.
and women need all the grown mindset they can get to take their rightful place in these fields.
Very good. Thank you, Sonia. Alejandra, can you continue? You're muted.
For you. I said, when things go right. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Okay. But let's look at the times the process goes right. The Bolgar family has produced three of the most successful female
Female.
chess players ever.
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 Mm-hmm.
How? Says Susan, one of the three. My father believed that innate
Mm-hmm.
talent is nothing. That success is 99% hard work. I agree with him. The youngest daughter, Judith, is now considered the best woman chess player of all time.
Chess.
This
Ajedrez. Chess.
Chess.
Mm-hmm.
Woman chess. Chess player of all time. She was not the one with the most talent. Susan reports Judith was a slow starter, but very hardworking. A college of mine has two daughters who are math wisest. One is a graduate student in math at the top university. The other was the first girl to rank number 1 in the country on an elite math test. Won the nationwide math contest and is now neuroscience major at the top university. What's their secret? Is it passed down in the genes?
Jeans.
In the genes?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's based down in the mindset. It's the most growth mindset family I've ever seen. In fact, their father applied the growth mindset to everything. I'll never forget a conversation we had some years ago. I was single at the time. And he asked what my plan was for finding a partner. He was asked.
August? I have no idea. August.
Okay. He was aghast when I said I didn't have a plan. You wouldn't
Would
expect
not.
you would
Ujú.
not.
Ajá, es una contracción de would not. Wouldn't es una contracción de would not.
No. Yes. Thank you. You would not expect your work to get done by itself, he said. Why is this any different? It was
Inconceivable. Mm-hmm.
Thinking that you could have a go and not take steps to make it happen. It's in short, the growth mindset lets people, even those who are targets of negative labels, use and develop their mind fully. And their
heads.
Their heads are not filled with limit time, so a fragile sense of belonging,
Belonging.
belong, okay, belonging, and a belief that other people can define them.
Very good. Thank you very much, Alejandra. Julian, can you continue, please?
Okay, grow your mindset. Think about your hero. Do you think of this person as someone with extraordinary abilities who achieve with little effort? Now go find out the truth. Find out the tremendous effort that went into their accomplishment and admire them more. Think of times other. Think of times other people outdid you, and you just assumed they were smarter, or more talented. Now consider the idea that they use better strategies, thought themselves more, practice harder, and work their way through obstacles. You can do that too if you want to. Are there situations where you get stupid? Where you
disengage. Como engage,
okay,
pero disengage.
Okay. Where you disengage your intelligence. Next time you are in one of those situations, get yourself into a growth mindset. Think about learning and improvement, not judgment, and hook it back up. Do you label your kids? This one is the artist and that one is the scientist. Next time, remember that you are not helping them, even though you may be praising them. Remember our study were praising kids. Ability lower their IQ scores. Find a growth mindset way to complete them.
Complement
them. Okay, compliment them. More than half of our society belongs to a negatively stereotyped group. First you have all the women, and then you have all the other groups who are not supposed to be good at something or other. Give them the gift of the growth mindset. Create an environment that teaches the growth mindset to the adults and children in your life, especially the ones who are targets of negative stereotypes, even when the negative labels comes along. They'll remain in charge of their learning.
Very good. Thank you very much, Julian. And that's it for tonight, people. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good night's sleep. And yeah, see you next week.
See you next week, Eric Mar.
Yeah, thank you very much.